Alright, so in this video I'm going to go over what I'm doing as far as mite management going into the fall and in the winter. Any colony that is strong enough, I put Formic Pro on. I prefer the 10-day 2-dose versus the 2-dose 14-day. That 2-dose 14-day is harsh, and be ready to see a bunch of dead bees in front of your colonies with that one, especially if your temperatures are high. I didn't like it. I won't do it again. I find good success with the 1-dose 10-day twice, so 20-day treatment plan versus the 14 double dose. And I put treatment on these colonies, 4 of them, Formic Pro, 10 days ago. And I do not see any significant die off in front of the colonies, which I have seen with that 2-dose 14-day. That is very, very strong. And I didn't like it. Results are great. Hey, sure, it killed mites, killed a ton of bees, and I won't do it again, as I said. So anyways, Colony 9. So we'll just go down the row here real quick. Colony 9, Formic Pro, 10 days ago. 2 honey supers on top to let them work with and to give them some ventilation, because even the 1 dose of Formic is pretty tough. Colony 5, back to 9, that was caught last year. Colony 5 was caught this year. So they got worked up to a double deep. We'll check on them. That one on top is a feeder. They have not had any treatments yet. They will likely not get any Formic Pro this year because they were caught late in the season. They will only get oxalic acid when I start those treatments. But I don't use oxalic acid with honey supers on, even though that one doesn't have a honey super. So follow the label. This one was a swarm that was caught last year. Again, Formic Pro 10 days ago. Not seeing the die out in front of the colony, which makes me really, really happy. Those are 3 honey supers. They were mostly wet supers, so I just basically was feeding it back to them and then letting them do their thing. They were already storing more honey. So again, Formic Pro single dose on that one 10 days ago. Any of these Formic Pro single doses are getting their 2nd dose today. The reason why I'm filming now and not after is because I'm going to make them very, very angry. It's really harsh stuff, but it's a necessary evil. 8 was our most recent catch. I'm hoping to give them another double deep. Again, same as 5. They will likely not get any Formic Pro this year. They're going to only get oxalic acid, which is what I did for Colony 9 last year because they were a late season. And Formic Pro does stop the queen from laying, slows her down, and going into fall and winter, that's not necessarily a good thing. So I only use Formic on my strong colonies. So 8 hopefully will get a double deep configuration today. Again, same as 5 with that empty medium on top and feeding. I'm hoping they're taking that feed. We'll know a little bit later. Colony 4, same Formic Pro 10-day. They're going to get their 2nd dose today. In 10 more days, they'll be done. Any of these ones that got Formic Pro, they will still be getting oxalic acid treatments, vaporization treatments, when the honey supers are off going into winter. And I'll do some videos on that. But I haven't treated other than early spring with oxalic acid vaporization. So again, Formic Pro on Colony 4. It was an early season catch, strong enough to take it. Wet honey supers above. I'm sure they've cleaned them out and they're already started storing. And then Colony 6, Formic Pro. And I'm going to give them, which I wished I would have done last time, keep this in mind with the Formic Pro. I wish I would have given them even empty plastic foundation frames super on top, just to give them more room and more ventilation. I didn't have one on me. They are getting it today. So today they're going to get, it doesn't really have any drawing in it at all. It's just wax frames. And they're going to get it for their 2nd dose for some better ventilation. I am happy. I am shocked that I am not seeing robbing. August 19th, Michigan, they're not robbing. But I have a very good area here with some good resources that maybe I should go over at a later time. So I'm not dependent on natural pollination and natural nectar flows in my area. I have some managed clover fields. I have land that is managed for deer hunting. So who knows what they got going on out there. Please comment on what you might speculate as far as these feed plots in my area, because last year the robbing wasn't terrible and the honey production was great. This year I haven't experienced any robbing, knock on wood, and the honey production has been great. So I'm very curious, if there's deer hunters, what you might think is in those fields. And if you could get a little bit more detailed, let me know the time of the blooming and so forth, because I'm very curious and I'm very happy. I'm happy for those deer feed plots in my area. So that's in a nutshell. That's our mite management on our swarms, and I'll keep you posted. 1/3 of the traps are already down. The rest are going to come down at the end of the month. I don't leave my traps up. That's a good way to beat them up and ruin them here in the state of Michigan. They are painted and they are sealed and everything like that, but there's no need to leave them up year round and get the sun beating on them in the inclement weather and freezing and thawing and freezing and thawing. So I take all my traps down and I store them, and I'll be wrapping that up here soon. But maybe there's another one out there, a small catch or something. But it looks like everybody's going to go into winter in a double deep configuration, although I would have sent them through winter in a single if I didn't have a choice. It looks like I might be able to boost 8 into a double deep configuration, and that's what I'm going to do. So we'll continue on. We'll give you updates. We'll go over what we do during the winter as far as my configurations and what I do for moisture control and feeding. So it continues. We're going to keep posting. I'd like to hear your comments, like, subscribe, share. Let me know what you think, and we'll get on these treatments. So thank you. Thanks for watching.